Welcome to Dynamic 2000 Tutorials. In this session we're going to learn how to set up the product segmentation, or as an example set up a segmented product code to the system. The first thing to do, being that it's product, is in the inventory module. We'll go under the distribution to the inventory, and under the maintenances we'll see that the first two selections are product segment and product valid segment values. In order to set up product segmentation, you have to define what portions of your product are split and the meanings of those particular segments. A segmented product could mean the code, when strung together, consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 different segments, each having a particular value that means something to the definition of that product. And what we have to decide here is what those segments are. So we simply come into the product segment maintenance, and we say that segment 1 may be the selection of color. And we give a short description, which will be used as a pop-up window to display what the user should enter for the values of color. And we could put a short description of COL. This will become evident as I go on where this is used. We further define segment number 2 of the particular product to be maybe its size, and we give it a short description of size. We continue to define the segments up until we're complete, however we want to set it up according to the definition. Segment 3 could be the length, and we give it a short description of length. And we simply save this to the database, and we've defined to the system the 3 segments that make up our product code of color, size, and length. The next step in setting up a segmented product code is to define valid values for each one of these segments. All of the colors that could be defined to our products, all of the sizes that could be defined to our products, and all of the lengths that can be defined to the product. And we do this by means of the second maintenance, product valid segment values. If we go into the product segment values, we now see that using a list of values that I have the 3 segments that I've defined to the system already defined. In order to define any of the segment values here, you must set up the segments first. So now what I want to do is define to the system all of the valid colors that I have available to me. So I simply select this one as the segment 1, and I give it a valid value of, say, red, and a segment value description, segment value description of something different there. And I could give segment 1 another value of green and give it a description, maybe dark green. I could now give segment value 2, and the system defaults to what that segment is defined as. Size could be size 10. Segment value description could be size 10. And I could give segment 2 a further description, further value of, say, size 15. And then I continue on, do segment 3. Again, the description defaults. Length could be 22, and the description could be 22 inches. And 3 could be length 5. It could be 5 centimeters. And when I define this to the system, I basically save them all. And if we wanted to requery them, we basically have set them up to the system. These are all the valid values that I have for each segment that I have in my product. What the system now does is, because of those actual product segmentation being defined to the system has automatically turned on product segmentation. Anywhere in the applications through inventory, purchasing, throughout the entire package that product number is asked for, it will be asked for in a segmented manner, i.e. will ask for the 3 segments and the defining valid values for those segments in order to make up a valid product. So as an example, if we now go into define a product to the system, we'll notice that the system automatically breaks out. Here I'm sitting on the product. It breaks out into the 3 definitions of the segments that I've defined to the system. And it uses the short descriptions that I defined, i.e. color, size, and the length. If I now continue forward and want to enter the product, if I use the list of values and I'm sitting on the color, you will see that I have the dark green and the red, and if I choose one, it will populate. Now I come down to the size, and there's valid values, size 10, size 15, and I'll choose size 10. And if I come down to the length, and again use the list of values, I can choose the 5 centimeters. And if I continue forward, we'll notice that the product basically defines itself as red with a delimiter, 10 with another delimiter, and 5. The description builds itself from the values of the segments that we gave with respect to the descriptions. So we now have red with a delimiter dash size 10 dash 5 centimeters. And throughout the system, since you've decided to choose product segmentation, it would be specific to your needs, but the product is known as red.10.5, and the description of the product is red size 10 5 centimeters. I can, when I'm defining the products, and this is covered in the product tutorial, override this description to be whatever I want. This is just a default. It builds it from the descriptions of the segment code. If I go back into the product code, you'll see that the system automatically changes back to a segmented entry, and this basically promotes valid values being entered for each one of those products in order to make up a valid product code to the system.